Hey guys, it's time to do the installation instructions for the hardware portion of the D1 lobotomy kit, or Devil1 lobotomy kit. So in your kit you should have gotten these pieces, which covers pretty much everything. So here's our X limit switch, here's our Y limit switch, our LCD and holder, and the main brain that we have. So I'm going to set our little limit switches aside for the moment. So your first step is going to be removing all of the cables from your D1. Remove your laser module cable, remove your X stepper cable, which is tied with the module cable on a stock system, and remove the Y stepper cable. Go ahead and tuck those away really nice somewhere where you're not going to lose them, or bundle them up on the inside of the D1 however you want. That way you can always switch back if you want to. All right, so we'll go for the box. The power supply and USB ports, these use the exact same setup from your D1, so nothing else you need there. Standard SD card, and here's your on-off switch. There's a little fan port up here on the back. It's a little harder to see. We have the two posts, little screws. Those little screws are for mounting our LCD holder. Those are set up. So let's kind of go over what we have here. We have the LCD cables. So those plug in right here. If you plug them in and you get no screen when you power on, switch them. It just goes back. These are the limit switch cables, one long, one short. The short is for the Y, the long is for the X. We have a replacement laser module cable. This little guy is for your rotary. It's just a quick connect. Just pop them in, pop them out, whichever rotary you want. Rotary is on Z for the Devil1. Then we have our Y limit cable. The original just wasn't quite long enough to get anywhere. And then you may not need it, but here's X. If you want to use the original X, or you already have a longer one, figure out what you want to do there. That's fine. So to do your assembly, in terms of the kit, you just go ahead, undo the screws here and here, drop the screws in for the LCD. I'm going to cheat a bit and not actually do the full thing, because why would you want to sit here and watch me do screws? I have no idea. So yeah, the screws just drop right in through there. You screw it down into the posts, and now you have your full assembly for the Devil1. All right, so let's move on to limit switches. I'm going to cheat a bit again, because it's a whole lot easier to use pieces of a D1 than it is to drag out a whole D1 and show you what that looks like. So this is the right frame rail. He's easy to identify because he's got the two little holes that they had you zip tie things into, which is a pain in the butt. But anyway, so that's where we're going to stick our Y limit switch. So back here in the back is where your cable is going to plug in. It only goes in one way, so as long as you observe that, you should be fine. So this is the adjustable. Originally I had some non-adjustable, and I think I threw them all away and just made everybody adjustable. This is what allows it to go back and forth. Besides being held in, here's a little rail that actually rides our rail here. So the way to do this, go ahead and pop the nut off. Depending on when you got this, you may have a butterfly nut like this, or you may have a different type. Either way is fine. So you just drop your screw, you get that out of the way, down through the hole, and that allows him to slide back and forth. And then we just go ahead and put our nut on. It doesn't need to be, ungodly tight. Just need to get it on there so that the limit switches is pretty safe. Yeah, screw it. So this is how to adjust. You just tighten up your screw as you need to where you want this. So if you are Z extended at all, or you have a 20 watt module, what you do is you go ahead and bring your module up to the front frame, and you get it as close as you want that module to go. And then you move your limit switch to compensate. As soon as you hear it click, you know that's where it's going to stop. So you hold it here, attach your nut, or tighten your nut up so that it won't move anymore. And there you go. If you are not Z extended or have a 20 watt, just loosen it up, slide it all the way back here, and that should give you plenty of gap and space. It's not moving anywhere. Again, you don't have to be all gorilla fingered with it. Go ahead and you pop your cable in, and there you go. So the next part is going to be the X setup. So again, cheating a bit. Here's your X carrier. Here is where our limit switch is actually going to go. So there's two little brackets here, and all they do is they're going to hug that little U piece right there. So it is a bit of a tight, this is a press fit. All it does is it slides on there, just like that. And when our carrier comes along, there you go. It'll pop it and it says done. So you attach your cable in the back. What I did, and what works really well, is just tape the cable down along this inner side, and then hopped out with X and just ran it the rest of the way out. All right, once this is all done, you are all set. You are ready to go. And it'll be time for the software portion, which I promise is really, really easy too. Thanks.